market don't turn wahala o. Everywhere just scatter. Peace of mind don't call, no kuku dey. Small rain like this, everywhere don't dirty. How person go take sell market for this kind place? You sef dey feel am abi?
Mama T, better to read our land. Platinum Shopping Complex for Joe. Now the new levels, the shop stand gidigba. Everywhere clean, lights day, security now 247, and correct customers go they come buy things. Just drop 7.5 million naira first. Make you use them secure your own shop and your own future.
Time they go. No let your mates buy all the shops finish. Go www.platinumlagos.com now or call 0916 997 2284 or 0916 997 2287 now.
Now, Mama T, you don't go rush pay.
Now who do they carry last my sister?
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. The program is Women on Wheels. And yes, quickly, let's tell you that the roads are looking pretty okay. No major breakdown in most part. Yes, virtually all the areas will track in. If you get caught up in any form of busy movement, be rest assured that you will get to your destination. Just be patient. Self-esteem is one overall sense of personal worth and value. And while self-confidence is belief in one's ability to perform specific tasks or face challenges, self-esteem is a general feeling of liking oneself, whereas self-confidence is about can-do belief in a specific skill or outcome. High self-confidence doesn't guarantee high self-esteem, and vice versa, as someone could be skilled in many areas but still struggle with feelings of personal worth. Self-esteem is about your worth as a whole person, while self-confidence is about your abilities to do things. Self-esteem is a broad, internal feeling of value. Self-confidence is more narrow and specific to certain skills or situation. One would wonder the essence of all of these analysis. Tonight on the show, I will be dissecting all of these with my guest in a short while. Of course, hopefully, Dr. Bountiful Taiwo Baruwa will be joining us very soon. She is the Executive Director, Bountiful Foundation Limited, and the CEO, Bountiful Events. Dr. Bountiful Taiwo Baruwa is a practicing social worker and a psychologist with over 17 years of great track record in people, business, and national development, particularly urban poor and urban indigenous communities. She is also a passionate researcher, a development expert and strategies certified substance use disorder and addiction prevention and treatment practitioner, accredited SME and MSME consultant, accredited management consultant, certified trainer, and a public speaker. Lagos, Nigeria. I did mention earlier that my guest will be joining me very soon in the studio. And then, here she is, very much with me on ground here in the studio. Good evening to you, Dr. Bountiful.
Good evening.
It's good to have you on board again.
Same here. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Especially the wild ladies out there.
All right, then let's get down to business. I mean, our time is fast spent already. Let's talk women development and how to get it right as an entrepreneur. Basically, when you look at self-esteem and confidence, what does it mean to you?
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone, once again. So, self-esteem is your sense of value of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's an internal thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's how much value you place on yourself, and then self-confidence. It's your belief in yourself, believe in your ability to do something.
Mm.
So, self-esteem and self-confidence are related, but they're not the same thing. It's like you have a psychological coin, and then you have side A of the coin is you have self-esteem, and on the side B you have the self-confidence.
Okay.
And for us as women and women in Africa particularly, our culture, our beliefs, our behaviors are a lot of myths around us in business. So the world is already doubting us. So how well do you believe in yourself? It's like coming 50-50 already. So you have to pep it up. Like I think the first time in this series, we talk about equity and equality.
Okay.
So there is more on our part to say, okay, I can do it. Now it's before they say what a man can do, a woman can do better. And then they say it like a form of sarcasm. To say, do it, let us see. So you have to believe in yourself that you can do it. Yes, and you must also be aware of the factors that militate against you in doing it. Sometimes our ability is actually facing a lot of challenges. So it's not just a factor of your own ability alone. It's also combining a lot of internal environment, external environmental factors that affect your ability. So that means as a woman in business, and I'm also paying a lot of emphasis on female-headed business or female-headed households. It is a lot on you. So you need more energy, you need more support. So that means that people around us should give us more support. And you yourself must give yourself more support. I give an analogy during a therapy session. I say, see, it's like a bottle of dark color, a cola drink. When you have a cola drink, it's dark on itself. If all you pour in there is another cup of cola drink, then it's going to be dark. But at some time, you begin to infiltrate with water, positive energy, positive thought about yourself, strong affirmations, it begins to come lighter. So if all you pour in yourself is your dark time, struggles, stress, and all that, and there are no clear water coming into our emotions, I'm telling you, your esteem will be nowhere to be found. And I asked about something about congruence. That is self-congruence. It's when you, your ideal self and your real self. We all have a dream of our ideal self.
Okay.
Who we want to be, who we think we're supposed to be. Then there's a real self, who we are. Either by circumstance or by virtue of experience or examples around us. So that's our real self. So there's a need for a balance between the ideal self and the real self. And lack of this balance is called lack of congruence, self-congruence, and this brings conflict, internal conflict in human beings. I always say, pay attention, not to your only emotions or emotions of others around you. You have a boss that is just nagging. You have a female boss that is not so kind. You have not all female bosses. I say it everywhere and everywhere. All my life, all the female bosses I've worked are phenomenal. I give them their flowers every time I have to speak about them. And so when people say they have bad female bosses, so I begin to study what happens, and I found that no matter how we try to color or to cover what goes on within us, it has a way of escaping, either by mind escape or slip of tongue. It comes out. So an happy person will not intentionally make somebody sad, but a sad woman or a sad female boss, somebody who's on front, so it still come back to the other gender. A woman who's at home front, there are issues. Sometimes we are the stupid. Oh, sorry, forgive my language. Sometimes the woman is the one at fault.
Sure.
It's not like the woman is right at all times. Even though so, but it takes a wise man on the other side to see that, what my wife is going through, I need to help her. There's a way we correct in love. I learned something in marriage, and I like to share that every time I speak. There is a wrong way to say the right thing in marriage. So for spouses, for partners, please understand the female gender around you, and even when they are the one even going the wrong path, how do you support them in love without condemning them? Because already growing up, every factor have militated against their self-esteem and their self-confidence.
I was actually coming to that because, in all of these now, there are some things that must have contributed to it over the years. Talking about, low self-esteem and confidence. What are these things that people should look out for, especially as a girl child? Because a girl child certainly grows up to be that woman on the street.
Okay, so this also brings us to fundamental factors in psychology, and that is your nature and nurture. We look at nature and nurture conflict. One, we have our nature, the way we are wired. Not all women will be strong and confident. Not all women will take the bull by the horn and don't care what happens next. Not some people are naturally not wired that way. It's a very old and old-fashioned way to describe some people as sanguine or choleric. We don't do that anymore. The new knowledge says that everybody possesses a bit of every personality. So you don't box a human being into one personality, but we all consist a bit of being open, being maybe extroverted. So we or introverted. We all have a bit of all this, but we have some that are more dominant in our characters than the others. Two, nurture, the environment we are raised. What kind of a home? A child that is not raised in love cannot give love. A girl child that is not encouraged to go out as a child will not be able to be confident about themselves as an adult. Then what about our culture? I said it. I think I said over time, our culture has a way of creeping into everything about us. Even in our religion, even in our faith, even in academia, culture has a way. It has its own role. We need to now begin to rewrite the narrative. We have to change the story. We, on our own part as individuals, can we begin to change the story? Even with our kids in the home, our boy child in the house, can we begin to rewrite the narrative to them? That is so that when they go out and they meet a girl child of their peer, they can deal with them with respect. They can deal with them with a high expectation. They can motivate and encourage them. So these three factors are major factors around us. And then maybe religion. Some religion, and when I talk about religion, I always talk us to separate between religion and faith. This doctrine and all that says a woman has to be behind, cannot be on the pulpit, cannot preach. So even women who are gifted, who are talented in that area, will not build skills in that area because of the doctrine where they are raised. So all these factors come around us. But when we are aware, why do we need to be aware of the factors that come against us as women? It's not for us to and cry and be a cap in hand or a wheelchair crying. It's for us to now take them as challenges and then look for solutions to combat them and be the most that we can be as individuals.
Where do we head from here? We have wounded lions all over. We have bitter women. We have them all around us. Where do we head from here? Do not forget the fact that they have potentials also that they can pass on to the next generation. But then, how do we get it right so they don't inflict this pain on other people?
It starts with you and I. It starts from our micro spaces. Let's begin to rewrite our narrative. Let's begin to reorientate our people. Then, as an individual, our own behavior, we should understand that we are social human beings. So whatever you do, the happiness or the fulfillment of others' purpose is dependent on you. So how do you relate with them? How do we as women treat our house help, our domestic staff? So you call that child a maid. She deals like a maid, behave like a maid, thinks like a maid. It's going to be married as a maid. And then raise our child as a maid. And then, so how do you treat them? How do you begin to say, okay, they are domestic staff, and then give them equal up? How do we deal with people with dignity? So it starts with you and I. And then on individual levels also, we begin to do affirmations. Tell ourselves the positive things. Even when we don't look like it. Some people say, fake it till you make it. I don't believe in that. But just affirm yourself. You can do it. And also, 3, pamper yourself. Treat yourself with kindness. If you are not kind to yourself, how can you be kind to other people? You can't give what you don't have. As a woman, how do you, even to yourself as an individual?
No, but what do you draw the line between pampering yourself? I mean, when you pamper yourself, it is assumed that you'll be able to pamper others. But there are people who would send someone an errand to pick up something that is just under their nose. That is pampering themselves, then punishing another person.
So that's not pampering. So when we say pamper yourself in this context, okay, let me say contextual explanation. When we say pamper yourself, I mean, what we're saying is, like I gave you an Indian narrative, pour a bit of clear water into your emotions. Do cool things. Just shut down. If you can't even go travel, I was at the park, JJT Park here over the week. I saw the whole place filled up. I saw women coming on their mat, and sometimes it's just their snacks that they have, cheese snacks, and they are eating. Yeah. So that's pamper yourself. To pick something that is just under your nose, I mean, you are hurting yourself. Mobility is important. I mean, you don't have to be obese. Even though we are obese, we are trying to work on it. So you have to move, you have to ambulate. But pamper yourself is, I mean, when you have money, I mean, a little part of your money should go on yourself. I mean, now it's back to school time. Mommies are worried about their children's school fees, worried about children's bag, children's shoes and all that. How about yourself too? When you buy, just drop one for yourself. If you feel that you have to prioritize them when they go back to school. Thank God they are going back mid-September, end of September salary to spend on yourself. Spend on yourself, make yourself happy.
There is school fees balance.
The school fees balance, we'll pay it before half time. Maybe it's 6 weeks. And before the next salary, we'll pay. So it's about us ourselves trying to make ourselves happy. Let's not our happiness be dependent on another person, irrespective of who that person signifies in our lives. Not our spouse, not our parents, not our siblings. You see some sisters, they are burden on their brothers and other sisters.
True.
So irrespective of who they represent in our lives, our happiness is dependent on ourselves as individuals. So and I also, when things are down, things will always be down.
Sure.
So how do you now guide your heart, guide your emotions? You think about the positive part of it. But I also people that things are not so hard. Is our goals. Now we define things.
Sure.
If I'm not a goal-oriented woman, whatever I make is enough. But today you make 1 million, you're thinking about you can make 2 million. Today you make 2 million, you think you can make 3 million. Now you give yourself trouble. God will.
All right, Dr. Bountiful, you're going to tell me the consequence of low self-esteem and, the consequence of low confidence in women, especially in national development after this break. Lagos, Nigeria, this is Women on Wheels here on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. I'll be right back.
People follow others, then we choose Toyota. If not comfort and style, Toyota get Amboku. Step back and call the day, and the day easy to maintain. I drive go west, I journey go south, travel go east. My talk go nuts. My shows is many Toyota motor for road. Motor is strong and it they reliable. Toyota. Toyota. Hey, just stand getting down for Nigeria.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Of course, Women on Wheels is brought to you courtesy Toyota Nigeria Limited. I still have Dr. Bountiful very much with me in the studio. So before that break, I asked a question talking about the consequence of low self-esteem and confidence, especially in national development at the home front, raising children. Tell me.
The consequence, let me say one word, is a catastrophe. Now the problem why we're actually campaigning against low self-esteem and low self-confidence is that the consequences is beyond you. It's beyond the individual that is carrying it. Now it's going to shape everything about us. It's going to shape how the person speaks about himself, how the person relates with others, how they raise their own children, and how they think of themselves. And this begins to make them symptoms like disorders like anxiety disorder. Low self-esteem can begin to cause that. It can make you feel like a fraud when you are the authentic one. I mean, low self-esteem is what is making a lot of women thinking of bleaching their skin. Is why some people would think of doing. I'm not against body surgeries, but it's when people condemn us too much. Especially people on the big side like I do. When they condemn them too much and they cannot have the confidence to carry it on. I mean, I'm sorry. I really want to be a size 16, but if I'm a size 24, I'm sorry. I look at what had led me there. I'm working on it. I try to improve. Don't let what people. You have to have a wall, a strong wall in your heart, on your mind against what people dump on you. So your mind can be a dumping site. And for anyone that is going through this, must understand that look, sometimes it's not always a self-inflicted situation. the like I said, the culture, circumstance, people around us, what we hear at all time can bring this on us. But it also brings this fear of rejection on people, and so they become hostile, they become shy, and then you couldn't give what you don't have. And then you are passing this to your children. So you can look, as a woman, whatever happens to us, our emotions, our mental health particularly, transforms into many generations. There's this video training lately, which has been around for a long time, about women who cut the head of fish away, and the child now has the mother. I'm saying because my mother also did the same thing. So the child has the grandmother. I'm going to say, oh, my pot is small, cannot take the head off, and that's why I cut. And they begin to ask questions. So the effect of this, imagine a mother. I always say, like, people were raised by minority. I remember as a young lady, when I go to visit, I don't touch your remote. If you like be watching any channel that I don't like, I have to just watch with you. Because that's where I was raised. Because my mother, you must not hear that it's our child that got something spoiled. So I kind of not have confidence in myself, but now I can speak for myself. Thank God I'm able to build on my emotions, build on myself and self-confidence. If I want, I can tell you what I want without hurting. We also have to strike a balance. You must carry your confidence, be assertive with respect to others. You know, there's a boundary. There's a thin boundary between me and you.
Yeah.
So you and other people in the same space or in other spaces. So even though you want to carry your self-confidence, you don't have to trample on others. So the consequences of us not having this high self-esteem or a good quality of confidence, or even attaining congruence in our personal lives is huge. It's beyond us. It's beyond even the home. Sometimes some men will just wonder, what did I do to this woman now? You didn't do anything, but there's a conflict in the person. She's coming into the marriage with a low self-esteem, and then the effect of this is playing out. So it affects even on the job.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that, Dr. Bountiful. I mean, low self-esteem, a low level of confidence is a whole lot of baggage a lot of women carry all around now, and that's why you have a lot. I mean, some people call them bitter, some call them wounded lion. I mean, you can call them anything, but then moving on, I mean, she's reeled out a whole lot of things you can do to manage some of these things, some of these baggages you carry around. This is where we wrap it up on today's edition of Women on Wheels. I have been speaking with Dr. Bountiful Taiwo Adilanwa, the Executive Director, Bountiful Foundation Limited, and the CEO, Bountiful Event. Yes, this program has been brought to you courtesy Toyota Nigeria Limited, and it has been produced by Ajose Oluwale, Fumilade Akingbagbo, and Idowadeyemi. Our executive producer is Tayo Akonli. My name is Taiwo Baruwa. The program makes a return next week, Tuesday at 7:30 for another insightful conversation. Until then, good evening, Lagos, Nigeria.
This our